Every sales rep knows that trust is foundational. But how do you actually do it? You can do it intuitively, or you can follow 7 simple principles that will help you build trust fast from the get-go. If you learn how to build trust consistently, you will build a reputation for life. My name is Red. I'm a sales coach from Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm here to inspire you and teach you everything I know about B2B sales. Before I present the 7 principles that you can follow to build trust, I need to give you a simple overview. Because in B2B sales, trust is always divided in 2 parts. There's the trust in the company that you represent, and there's the trust in you as a human being. And the prospect will always assess both sides. The magic happens when both sides are trustworthy. This is the foundation of sales. So the first principle is be yourself. People connect with people, not with professionals. Show personality in a meeting and it'll make it easier for people to connect with you. Why? Because we're trained to do that. We constantly connect with people. This is something that we have trained our whole lives. So use that mechanism. Show who you are as a person. It'll be easier for the prospect to connect with you. So how can you be yourself in a meeting? Well, it's about relaxation. In a sales meeting, there will always be a little bit of tension. But if you, before the meeting, have a few minutes for yourself, relax. Make sure that you are completely relaxed and remind yourself about the law of averages, that some will buy, some will not buy, and that is perfectly fine. A relaxed state of mind will help you be yourself in the meeting. Principle number 2, be real. Address the elephant in the room. Show your intentions. If you show your intentions, people will trust you. So how do you translate that into a sales conversation? What I like to do is to say, as a part of my introduction, that I'm here because I want you as a client. I'm not going to cover that up. I'm here because I want you as a client. This is a sales situation. And we are going to figure out together if there's a fit or not. They let their guard down, they relax, we remove tension from the room. We can start an honest conversation where it is allowed to say this is not a good fit. So be real. Don't act as if this is not a sales conversation. Show your intention. If people can see your honest intention, it's easier for them to trust you. Principle number 3, be honest. Always be honest in the small things and in the big things. This is really important because in a sales situation, it's super easy to not be honest. This is because you invest time, energy, and hope into an opportunity. So when you feel there's a risk for you losing that deal, then it can feel like it's okay to lie a little bit. And this is not good. This is absolutely not good. Again, back to the law of averages. You will lose some and you will win some, and that's perfectly fine. So you need to be honest consistently. You need to really review yourself. Why am I being tempted to say X when I should be saying Y? Stick to the truth. That's the only winning strategy, because you have to look long term. Your integrity as a person is much more valuable than any given deal. So you really need to protect the truth, always, in all situations. Sometimes you can get a question, it's okay not to answer, and people are gonna remember. So you want to be the person who is always honest, always truthful, even if it's not for your benefit. It's going to create respect around you, and that respect is going to open doors. So when you call that same person in the future because you have a new job or you have your own business or whatever, when you call that person, they're going to open the door because they remember you as an honest person. Principle number 4, keep your word. Always deliver on whatever you promise. If you promise something, do it. Being a person who keeps their word consistently in small things and in big things will build trust very fast, because the prospect will see evidence that you do what you say. And that is very crucial for the partnership when it happens, because you're actually demonstrating to them in the sales process how you are going to behave once they become your client. And this is one of the risks that a prospect will always assess. Is this a person who will execute, who will do as they promise? So make sure that you keep your word in every single little thing. If you say, I'm going to send you a summary tomorrow, send it tomorrow. If you say, I'm going to give you a call Thursday, call Thursday. If you say, I'm going to write you a simple summary that you can show to your manager, do that. Like, be consistent in all the small details, because they add up and show a person who keeps their word, a very foundational pillar in building trust. Principle number 5, be a guide. Show the path. You are responsible for making the prospect feel safe and oriented. You've done this before many times, so you're responsible for making the prospect see what the next step is. A simple thing you can do is always, whenever you have an interaction with your prospect, make sure they understand where you are right now and what the next step is going to be. And if you want to create even more clarity, show 2 steps ahead. What's going to happen typically after this meeting is we're going to have a demo. And if that demo goes well and you think it's okay to move on, we're going to arrange a workshop for you. Like, show a couple of steps down the sales process. This creates trust because they feel guided. Other prospects have been down this path and you are the guide. This creates a feeling of safety, and safety is really good for building trust. Principle number 6, be cool. This is about removing all pressure from the sales situation. Pressure is poison. You don't want that. So you do this by having an abundance mindset. You enter the meetings with a relaxed state of mind. You are here to discover, help, educate. So when you come in not showing hunger or desperation, but actually very cool and relaxed, you have many clients, you have tons of opportunities out there. Some are going to do business with you, some are not. If you go in with that attitude, people around you will relax. And again, the relaxed state of mind helps you build trust. The way I do it is to always give the prospect an opportunity to opt out. No pressure. You can opt out at any given time during the sales process. So for example, let's say we agreed to arrange a workshop. Well, we agreed to do a workshop. Is that still relevant or not? Or not is really important. If the prospect chooses not because something changed or their priorities changed or whatever, that's fine. You're not going to waste time. But if they opt in and say, yeah, it's still relevant because XYZ or whatever, then you feel that pull from the prospect. And that's the only evidence you have, the only real evidence you have that there's a solid foundation beneath this opportunity. It's the constant opting in during the sales process. This is how I do it, and it works really well. And my observation, it removes pressure and builds trust because the prospect feels that you're not desperate, you're not there for your own agenda. You are there to discover, educate, and help. And lastly, the 7th principle, be empathetic. Be empathetic is about you showing genuinely, try to change your mindset to make everything in the sales process about your prospect. It's about them, not your product, not you, not your company. It's about them. If you can genuinely focus on helping them, you will instill trust. By showing this empathy, you are making them feel safe because they trust whenever you're there. All your questions, all the information that you bring, your attitude displays he or she is here to help me. This creates trust. This will differentiate you from the competition who might be acting in a different way. So how can you show empathy in a simple way? Well, ask questions. Ask good, solid, curious questions where you really try to dig into their world, into their problem and challenges. So when you get the answers, you can go deeper, trying to connect the dots, and always summarize. Play back what you heard. Whenever you summarize for the prospect in your own words, you show that you have listened attentively and that you really understand the situation and are there to help. So be empathetic, not act empathetic, be empathetic, and you will build trust. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment. Tell me how you build trust. What are your experiences? I'm sure there are many other principles. These 7 principles are from me to you, and I hope you can benefit from them. See you in the next one.